Alrighty, folks, welcome back to 20 to Midnight, the D&D stream where three heroes have to race against the clock to save the world. My name is Gabriel Urbina. I am the Dungeon Master.
My name is Beth. I play Helena Hailstorm, a human fighter from the Veldrin Empire, and I am coming to you today from London town.
And I am Emma Sherr-Ziarko, and I am playing Cal, aka Calistoga Vance, a tiefling sorcerer from Bas Saranath. And I am coming to you today from the Land of Enchantment, Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Emma, have you ever not come to us from the Land of Enchantment, Santa Fe, New Mexico? You've always...
I'm trying to think, because I think there were a couple of times...
Maybe when...
Before...
You were...
I think before we officially... Oh, and we might have done like a Dominion, like
Sure.
a unscheduled mayhem
Sure.
episode when I was in Massachusetts or something. But I think for the stream itself,
For the most part, you've been fairly consistent.
I have been here. I am holding us all together.
Very good.
So I think Beth has always joined us from London.
That's true.
Yes.
I have been very consistent.
Yeah.
I had a little bit of a while of coming to us from an undisclosed location, and
Yes.
Mike, our player in absentia, who we miss terribly. Mike, hope you're doing amazing. We miss
Yes.
you.
Hope your baby's good.
Yeah.
He, of course, was the originator of the great joke of "Where in the world is Mike Schubert?"
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But wherever...
For those of you who...
Sorry, go ahead, Emma.
I was just going to say, for those of you who didn't watch us from the beginning, I think Mike was in a different location and a different country for every episode for the first little while. It was pretty fun.
But wherever you are in the world, we're really glad that you can be here today because things are starting to hot up in here as our heroes face greater and greater challenges. Last time around, they successfully saved Helena's paramour, Harriet Delancey, and recovered Helena's lost Void Piercer, the icebreaker sword, from the hands of the curator, the eccentric Fey carnival master, who had stolen them both. And we also got kind of a deep dive into a lot of Helena's backstory, a lot of her past, a lot of things that we hadn't seen. And we left things off with sort of in a rare moment of stability. You finished your dealings with the curator. Cal, in a incredible moment of restraint, did not bite when the curator offered to give additional help for additional gambles.
It's growth.
You got Harriet back. Akali and Grima were safely reunited with you. You showed Harriet that Volt was in fact a dragon. And you kind of left things off at you were sleeping in the city of Longbranch, where recent events have taken place. And in the morning, you were going to talk to everyone and kind of have like a little bit of a war council to decide where you are going, what you're going to do next, what we're off to now. And guys, do me a favor. I gave you all a handout, which go ahead and open up that folder, the digital folder for digital handouts. And you'll see a map of Longbranch, which I'm going to put up on the screen for our viewers as well.
Ooh.
And if I've done that correctly, you should be able to see this map. Credit where it is due. This map was generated by the Fantasy City Map Maker by Watabu, and I'm going to put a link to them in this episode's YouTube description so that everyone can access this. It's an amazing tool. You guys were staying at an inn around Everhill Fair, the sort of city's central riverside district, which is marked with a number 1 on this map. The following morning, Grima and Akali met you guys and asked you where you wanted to go to chat. You've been staying at an inn called the Manicore's Tail, and Akali suggested simply getting some breakfast, getting some drinks, sitting down at like one of the tables here and talking. wasting no time, maximum efficiency, Grima suggested that it might be better to head off to the nearby Summer Hall Park to talk about things, as it might be a little bit easier to stay away from prying ears and get a little bit more privacy if you're talking in a place that isn't the sort of crowded tavern at an inn. What do you guys want to do? Where do you guys want to go to have kind of this planning session for what comes next?
Maybe we should go to the park
Yeah, that sounds nice.
and not be overheard.
Yeah, that sounds wise to me.
All right, so we're going to Summer Hall
Yeah.
Park.
Yes.
Great. Could both of you roll me a d20, please?
Oh boy.
Of course.
What is this? Oh boy. I'm just asking for a d20.
Just normal. I got a 2.
Okay.
I got a 10.
A 2 and a 10. Great.
But I'm sure we're being very careful and like really looking
Yeah.
around for enemies because
Totally.
why wouldn't we be?
Yeah.
Summer Hall Park is a beautiful part of the city. Everhill Fair is kind of its nicer, sort of ritzier district, and this is a little bit of sort of the like well-maintained Riverside Park at the heart of the city. The tallest building in all of Longbranch is this beautiful stone clock tower that ends in this gorgeous ornate clock face at the top of it. It rises maybe 150 feet above the city, and it is visible from basically every part of Longbranch, and it is located directly next to Summer Hall Park. And it is the source of some badly needed shade, as the two of you Volt, presumably once again in a goat disguise, Harriet, Grima,
sure.
and Akali all sit down in a secluded little forested area of the park. Grima sets down sort of this like large blanket, sets down a picnic basket with some provisions, a little bit of dried meat, some fruit, and after a moment, Grima and Akali
Great. This is lovely.
turn to you, and Akali goes, "All right, diversion over. Now what are we doing? What is the plan?"
Well, I'm glad you said that because that's why we're here.
I'm kind of
Yes.
curious about that myself, says Harriet as she gently touches your hand, Helena.
Yes, of course. I mean,
It makes sense that you would all be curious what the plan is.
Are there any other stray puppies that we need to face and face down? And you sort of see Harriet frown a little bit. She goes like, "Am I the stray puppy in that analogy?"
Oh,
no, I don't think that's what was meant, right?
right.
It actually, yeah. No. Anyway, but like moving forward,
Yes. Yes. It's a great question. I'm glad you asked. Because while we have a general plan, I think, of what needs to be done, we don't have a specific next step in mind, I think. Am I right, Helena?
Yes, very correct.
I had a very good night's sleep, so my mind's a little groggy today. So, still not used to not dreaming about, fire and brimstone. Presumably.
yeah, no, you've been having very
Yeah, yeah.
beautifully dreamless nights ever
Love
since
it.
you left Amar. Besides just kind of the more garden variety stress dreams that you might be having out of,
Yeah.
my friend has been kidnapped. I'm worried about the state of the world. A crazy vampire is trying to bring about forces that were, long lost this world back.
Yeah. Just little things like that.
Yeah. Much more of a garden variety
at
bad
least-
dream.
Yeah. Yeah. But at least I'm not being controlled by an evil god anymore.
Yes,
So,
progress.
So, yes. So speaking of the vampire who's trying to unleash these monsters onto the world, we should probably stop him from doing that.
Yes, that's very much on the list, isn't it?
Everyone nods
I think so.
and goes,
Yeah.
terrific. How do we do that?
Great.
Where do we go? Are there
Great
other people that you want to
question.
recruit on the team that would be good?
That's a good idea. Recruiting people.
Great, tell us who.
Yeah.
I mean, Maeve, but I
see.
don't think Maeve can come and play, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Maeve, I think, can help us to network people and get to places quickly, but
Yes.
She is
That's true. We
still
are allowed
somewhat
to fast
limited.
travel. We are allowed to fast travel now. That very nice lady said that she would let us do that, right? Through the Eye of the Storm.
the very nice lady being
Yes.
Aurelia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's so great, isn't she? Let's recruit
Yeah.
her.
That would be nice. I also really think they should just let Maeve join us for the duration until we save the world. I think that would be reasonable, but alas, we've got the curator on a mission to hopefully get Satus and our other goats back.
Why are you saying goats? Everyone here knows that you're talking about dragons.
Such odd habits, you know.
Just in case, man.
We don't want to be overheard, do we, in this very private park? We've got to be.
Yeah. You never know. You never know.
Ikali looks around and just like stands up and goes, anybody that is listening, you want to find out about dragons?
Hey, Collie, please. Now look,
Nobody
I think
nobody
we're all feeling
approaches.
good this morning.
A few people
Okay.
A few people in the distance kind of glance, having just barely heard the scream. And then they
Okay.
continue on their way. And she goes, see, in this context, nobody cares.
I guess.
Taking
How-
us back to more
Yeah.
concrete grounds, Harriet will say, on a scale of, call it 1 to 10, how sure are you that this horrid fey creature is actually going to do what he says that he's going to do the way that he said that he's going to do it? 1 being, it is virtually guaranteed that he will find some way to twist it and do the opposite of what he's saying. 10 is, take that money to the bank, might as well be on hand. How sure are we?
Like 2 or
7?
3.
You said 2 or 3,
I
you
said-
said 7. Which
Yeah.
one is it? Because I don't like that discrepancy.
You know, well, it's really 50-50 that he's gonna do, but he does like causing mischief, and we asked him to cause mischief.
Yeah, I think he'll do
So-
something.
I think he'll do some of what we asked him to do, but we can't really control that right now, unless we want to fast travel back to Amar. But I'm not sure that that's even where they are anymore. He could be anywhere. So anyway, I think we should focus on the vintner.
I'm trying to find a vintner.
Yeah. And I believe that Aurelia said that he would be around here somewhere in Veldria.
Beldre is
Yes,
big
we-
company. Might take while to find prey in a land like this one.
Yes.
Yes.
Any
I wanted to
idea
figure
how
out how we
to
could do
narrow it
that.
down?
Well, he likes wine.
He does. Do you know of any good wine regions
Oh.
in Veldria?
So roll me actually a history check, both of you. Helena, you with advantage. Cal, you with disadvantage. As Ikali says,
Okay.
why are you asking us? The 2 of them are the Veldrians, and she will be pointing to Helen and to Harriet.
Perhaps delightfully, I get a natural 20.
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, that's good, because I got
Well, that makes sense.
I think I got a 7.
A
So-
big 7.
A big 7, though.
7.
Yeah.
Nothing
like,
but bigs today.
lucky 7.
Let me just pull up one of my documents here.
About the wine regions of
about
Veldria.
about the wine regions of
Yeah.
Eldria.
Yes, because you anticipated this.
So to the south and to the west of Longbranch, there is a city called Keystone that Helena was actually founded because it was at the center of all of these vineyards, and it is the center of kind of wine country in Veldria. That sort of like wine production is actually centered there, and it is the only part of the country that has any real wine industry of which to speak. So that might be a good bet.
Cool.
Beyond that, again, like as far as Veldria is kind of a country that either drinks wine from the Keystone region or imports it from other places. So you can't really think of any other area that might be a source of wine than that one. At least not in any meaningful way. Like, it's possible that somewhere there's a monastery that has like a little garden and they make wine. But speaking kind of on an industrial scale, Keystone would be the only place that even entered your mind as a possibility. And Harriet agrees with that assessment. Sorry, Emma, what were you going to say?
I was just going to ask a DM question from Emma. Last session, I believe the curator mentioned something.
Hmm?
He called it like it was like a key or something, or
He very specifically, I believe that the gist of it was that you guys really need help. You've wasted a lot of time. It's wild that you don't even know about the Key of Saren yet. Like, holy shit.
Key of
Yeah.
Saren. Thank you. Because Emma did not remember that, but she remembered that Cal would remember it. Obviously. So thank you. And I think if Helena relays this information about the wine country of Keystone, that will trigger in Cal's mind, oh, the curator said the Key of Saren. Does anybody know what that is?
No, sorry. Nope, no idea. What are you talking about? The Key of what?
The Key of Saren.
No, I do not know the Saren.
Okay.
What are her accomplishments?
Good question.
Good question. Yeah, I don't know, and I believe I asked Maeve about
Maeve
it last
also
time,
had-
didn't
also
I?
did not
and
know.
Maeve
You
did
did ask
not
Maeve.
know.
Maeve
Right.
kind of told, like,
Okay.
let me hit the books and see if I can find something about it.
That's
but
right.
the three present gathered here, not so much.
Great. So I think between the name Keystone and Key of Saren and that being wine country, that sounds about as good a place to start looking to me as any other.
Grima frowns at something and goes, 1 second. I'll be right back, guys. And he will sort of, trot off away from the area where you guys are.
What's going
Where's he going?
Maybe he saw a
Like an
cheesemonger go by and decided that he needed more provisions. The way that you people eat in this country, it is criminal. This breakfast
What do
could
you mean?
feed us at the Teldorath for 3 months. It is so indulgent. Cream and butter? My God.
We don't need you food shaming us, okay?
Yeah,
So-
this is how things are here. We're kind of big on all the food stuff. I know it's not
Yeah.
your whole hardship thing.
Yeah.
Still.
Have a breakfast scone. They're great.
Yeah. Why don't you stock up, for winter?
Go on, try one with cream. Jam first. Jam first. What are you doing?
If I get weak and I'm not a helpful part of the expedition because of this, you will only have yourselves to blame.
That
Fair enough.
This does,
But I think you'll enjoy it.
not to steer the conversation away from the jam of it all, But this does raise questions of who might other people be that could help with this situation. You've certainly
That
encountered
is a good question.
powerful and influential people in your journeys. Might anyone be willing to help you out?
Yeah,
And you
we
can
could
leave the tracking
try
down
and-
of people to me and Grima while you do other things. We can divide and conquer the task.
Oh, that's so kind of you. Yeah, we could send you back to
Yeah.
try and recruit people. I mean, we have met some powerful people, and some of them we
We
haven't even
have.
killed.
Yes,
Let's maybe
actually.
not start with the people that
Hey.
you've killed, but otherwise this sounds quite promising. Who might be good allies to gather?
I feel bad in a way, asking people to
Yes.
put themselves in danger when they've been so helpful already.
Though it is in their interest.
And
their
they can say
best
no.
interest.
They could say no.
That's true.
And to be
Oh,
clear,
yes.
Harriet, you are not recruited.
Oh, I'm recruiting myself. I'm a part of this.
No. Now look, this is.
Helena,
Don't look at me like that.
are you about to
Look,
tell me what I can and can't do?
No.
Good. Because we've only been
All I
together so far for... We've only been reunited for less than a day, and it would be quite a shame for such a dark cloud to gloom in up a beautiful day.
Here's the thing.
Oh, I
I
can't
am
wait. Tell
a-
me what the thing is.
Oh God. Here's the thing. I am
Ikali
a
will lean in
warrior.
towards you, Cal. Here, have a scone while we watch this.
I am, though it may not always seem like it, a warrior, and I've been in training for that all my life. And quite frankly, if anything happens to you, none of this will be even remotely worth it.
Darling, things already are happening to me. I was turned into bloody stone.
I know, but that was
I
awful.
would much rather be doing things that are helping than being on the sidelines just to ease your mind about whether I'm in danger or not. The point of fact is I'm in danger. I should be able to do something about it.
She makes a good point, Helena.
Cal, you are no help.
Sorry.
Thank you, Cal. I appreciate it. Please speak up more.
You got it.
I feel like I'm not going to win this.
You're not. So save yourself the effort.
Okay.
Who else? Who else should we be talking to?
So, a couple people come to mind. There's Captain Curlin, who already got us out of a bit of a sticky situation, and actually we owe
I was
a
going to
favor
say, to
but,
whom you owe a favor.
Well,
but
And just to kind of do the, like Stan Lee parenthesis annotations.
yeah,
This
yeah.
is the pirate captain that helped you win the auction in Basaranath and who then gave you passage to Amar and kind of smuggled you into the country.
yeah, worth a shout, right?
Yeah, I think it's worth asking. She's got a boat, and I like the cut of her jib.
So you pick the one person that is not going to be around the place where there is an eye of the storm and it will be easy to get to her. Very well. I'll see what we can do about that.
Well, there's more.
Okay,
There's
okay,
more.
tell me more, please.
Yeah.
Here, 1 second.
there-
She pulls out a little notepad. Let me write this
Yeah.
down.
yeah.
Who is on the hit list?
I feel like well, maybe some other people from the Teldrath. Remember everyone who, including you guys,
yeah.
who rescued us when we were completely foolish and got snowed in that one time.
So-
Oh yeah. What's his
I
name?
will be
the
completely
Yeah.
honest
Yeah.
with you guys. I have been I've been going through my notes to try to remember what the name of that guy was.
That
That guy was
guy.
great. We understood each other in the end, right?
Yes,
He had
yes.
his thing.
Was it Tarok? I think it was Tarok.
Tarok. That
sounds
sounds.
right.
Yes, it's Tarok.
Do you want to involve that pig-headed imbecile into this? What is he going to bring besides muscle and ability and people that adore him and would throw themselves? Okay, fine, I see your point.
Equally.
yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. There's also a very charming girl in Basaranath that I think you would like very much, Akali.
Yes.
Her name is Sonia.
She's got some serious skills.
Mm-hmm.
She does. She's very sneaky. She's an acrobat.
Very good, very good. We can see what we
Yeah.
can do to find her.
Great. Um,
What?
I'm trying to think. There was that sweet, sweet little girl who helped us climb the mountain.
Oh, the
Maisie.
one we briefly. Yeah.
Maisie,
I know it
Maisie.
doesn't feel good, does it?
Yeah.
We can ask
Um.
Maisie and the other climbers if any
I,
of
wa-
them
I,
Oh
are
yeah.
interested
no, I was
in
going to
saving the
say,
world.
like Maisie became part of sort of a like fairly intense like mountain climbing and alpine society. Like those are people that know their
Yeah.
way around rough terrain. Like I think that Maisie is actually a
Yeah.
really good shout.
Okay. Maisie. Great. There was that guy that we got out of prison.
Oh wow, Victor!
Yeah, Victor.
Wow, how are we gonna find Victor? Sure. This is wild. Let's definitely recruit Victor. He's long overdue a comeback.
He is, isn't he? I always liked him. Don't like prioritize Victor,
No, maybe not.
but if you can find him.
I'll see what I can do to track down this known criminal who went to ground in a city where everyone died. I would not hold my breath.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
Maybe
that.
he got out of there in time. Unclear. In which case, he would be somewhere in the country of the Black Crown, unless he left, in which case he would be somewhere. Is wide net. Let me see what I can do.
Like I said, don't prioritize him, but
Yeah.
if you run across a guy named Victor,
Tarok
shouldn't
should not be problem. This woman Sanya from Seldoran, probably no problem. Maisie from Cloudfall should be easy to track down. Those, no problem.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Victor and Captain Kerwin might take a moment.
yeah, they might, though it would be great to have Captain Curlin on our team.
Back when you were in Teldorath, wasn't there an inspector around? Wouldn't he be good for finding someone?
You remember Cal?
Yes, don't you remember
the
Cal?
inspector, don't you?
Yes.
Are we finding him, Cal?
Wait, back in the Teldorath? No, we're not finding him.
No,
Absolutely not.
because he doesn't exist, does he?
No, he doesn't.
He's like a panther.
Yeah. He became Jeff the elf, who will always be with us.
Yeah, that was a bad person. Cal, by the way,
Yeah.
terrible taste in
Yeah.
people, I guess, except us,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah, except for you.
Yeah.
But if I
I'm
find
learning
myself
so much, says Harriet from your side.
Listen, there's a lot to know about me. Don't judge me by my taste in men. Anyway,
Sally Selson we probably shouldn't recruit, right?
oh, Sally Solson.
Because
I forget.
Because-
This is the one whose arm you cut off.
oh, did we do that?
Did we do that?
Masterful use of we in that sentence, Beth.
What? What? What do you mean?
Allow me to
Uh-oh.
rephrase. Is this the woman whose arm you cut off, Helena?
Look, it sounds like it.
Who can remember? That was a long
Okay,
time
maybe not,
ago.
maybe not. No,
Yeah,
no
she's also a hag.
no ghost
so-
butlers. Oh, did we meet a really cool frost troll once? Or was that
Oh,
something
we
else?
did. We did in the Tower of the Night Star,
Right.
didn't we? Yeah, and
A frost giant, I believe, not a troll.
Frost
a
giant.
frost giant.
Yes.
Frost
Frost
giant.
giant.
Yes.
Beg your pardon.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not sure he'd want to leave, but we
No,
did
I'm
get
not
on
either.
well. Yeah.
Still,
But yes, it could be worth talking to him.
giants we have known.
Yeah.
There was another giant. Where was that?
Another giant.
Giant.
Maybe that was just me. Maybe
That
that's
could have been in your adventures before.
maybe. I get these strange
trying to
ideas.
think. can't really remember much by way of giants, but I could be forgetting something.
I don't remember another giant, but...
Cal, did we make any friends during that bank heist or only enemies, do you think?
Oh.
Bank heist. Blimey, you've been busy.
It was amazing. You'd have loved it.
It was. Well, I think, I think we're on fairly good terms with that gentleman who helped us, but I'm not sure he'd be inclined to help us again, and I'm not sure what he could
Please, all this
do
specificity.
outside of-
Don't say it all so
Yeah.
quickly. I'm having trouble writing all this down, all of these concrete details.
You know what, Ikali?
Yes,
Don't worry about that guy.
I will not worry about that
Okay.
guy.
Okay.
But was there anyone else in
Um,
Salderon?
Do you want to get your childhood friend involved, Cal?
Yeah. And her
Oh,
awesome butler.
yeah. Oh my gosh, what's her name?
I'm looking it up too.
Is it Sarah Death or something?
Sarah Death. Sarah.
Something in that area?
Yes. That sounds right.
Yeah, there was Duke Rachel,
It
who
is
is
very-
the one that sort of saved you from the waves.
Yeah, and then betrayed us.
You gotta do what you
He
gotta
had a
do.
reason, though.
More or less. That's true.
Are we already recruiting him? We should recruit him.
Yeah,
He might be,
actually,
he
why
might be a
not?
tough sell.
What? Why? It's the end of the
Ikali
world.
is very persuasive.
Just let me at him.
Yeah, get on board, people.
Yeah. I think you're right. Sarah.
I seem to have put some stuff in a different notebook.
Sirabeth.
Sirabeth?
Sirabeth or
I
Sira.
think I would have remembered if it had Beth in it. Just.
For some reason or other.
It didn't, but we're getting close.
I think you're right. Siradeth. Siradeth? Siradeth.
You don't think that it ended in F, do you, Beth?
Could have done.
Could have done? Okay.
Why?
No. I'm just trying to see if I can find it in my own notes.
I mean, I wrote it down as Sirabeth.
Okay.
Okay,
with
well
Beth
then we
in
should
it.
go with that. We should go with that.
But that just I write down what I hear.
Yes, of
I don't know
course.
exactly how it's spelled.
Fair enough.
If only somebody kept a diary.
I'm finding some very great little anecdotes in my notes just as a sidebar. Like glam rock George Clooney I wrote
Nice.
down. I think that was the guy running the auction.
Yes. 100%.
in Salderon. Yeah. Boot juice.
Boot
Remember
juice.
boot juice?
Oh,
Hell
boot
yeah.
Yeah. Fun.
Here we go. Hang on. Siradeth Curdell. Yes.
Siradeth
Siradeth
Curdell.
Curdell. Yes.
Yeah.
With a D.
With a
not
D.
a B.
Yes. Siradeth. Cirideth. Siradeth Curdell. Yes.
That is not what I wrote down.
And then
I wrote down Sirabeth, like Sarabeth, which is a restaurant chain.
Yes. No, not like that.
Yeah.
A different way of doing that.
Yes.
Yes, and then I think that probably the other person that you were talking about was Endor Henslow, who was kind of the accountant that gave you the inn.
Yeah, he really had enough of us.
Yeah, Endor Henslow, the guy that I saved.
Yes.
In the alley,
In
right?
the alley.
In the alley.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, we
And then, of course, the most superhuman person that you've encountered so far, Gustav the butler.
He
Oh
was
my
great.
god, Gustav the butler, we need him.
Yes.
I mean, with all these people, we can encourage them to bring anyone they know, anyone sort of
Yeah.
strong and impressive.
Yeah. We will need all hands on deck.
At this point,
As much as
speaking
possible.
of all hands on deck, Grima will trot back holding a newspaper. And he will slap it down, kind of go, looks like the Solanese are pulling out of Amar, so whatever they wanted, they seem to have gotten it, or whatever their business is, they're abandoning it. And then in other news, he will kind of, like, flip the paper over so that the other side of the fold is visible. Circus of the Last Opportunities is completely gone. It picked up sticks, and it totally disappeared last night. So, whatever the curator was doing here, business concluded, and that's pretty much it.
He did say that he was going to be leaving, so.
All right, well.
So far, he kept his word. But yes,
here's hoping that he continues to keep it then.
Absolutely.
Indeed.
So, does it say where the Solanese navy is headed?
He sort of, scans the article and kind of shakes his head a little bit and goes, out of Amar. That's the best that we got.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I suppose I don't know if that's good news or not.
It's something.
It is
At least
something.
things are progressing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose. I assume that Satus is probably on one of those ships, but he could still be in Amar.
Or he could be elsewhere by now. By the sounds of it, this Admiral Razak person has got some serious firepower. So, she might have already boarded him somewhere else.
She could have. We're just gonna have to, and I hate being in this position, trust the curator.
Yeah.
I don't like this position either. Just for the record, just in case anyone was wondering.
Yes, and I do appreciate your perspective, Harriet. Helena has told us all about how smart you are, and I think,
has she?
Frankly,
well, I'm glad that she recognizes talent when she sees it.
She does, and
obviously you're smarter than me.
Oh, darling, I'm differently smart than you.
In a good way. It's great. Maybe we should go to Amar. I don't know. Or maybe we should chase them. Maybe we should go and take back what's ours. Not like that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Our people.
Yeah. I think. How would we get there? Through the eye of the storm, and then...
How would we get to where? To Amar?
Yeah.
To the Solanese.
Fastest to the Solanese, that's a different matter. If you want to get back to Amar, there is Eye of Storm. Well, it's complicated because there aren't Eye of Storms in Amar itself, from what Maeve says. There's just kind of the place where she actually is. But you could go there and then walk to one of the cities in Amar.
Yeah, that's gonna take a long time.
It might take a while.
I think we should go investigate Keystone and see what we find there.
Okay. We have to be... So good. We should investigate.
Yes.
We have to be careful.
But be careful, yes. Definitely
careful.
Super careful.
We're trying to find...
Unless there's anything in that newspaper about any rumblings, about any goings-on in Keystone or elsewhere. Yeah.
Real estate market is falling in Keystone.
Well, that makes sense, as it might be where the apocalypse starts.
Could I get a D20 from both of you, please?
Yeah. Natural 20.
Nice.
Beth?
13.
Okay. At this moment, you hear a sound around you, like a dry snapping sound. almost like a whip cracking, or a branch being snapped in half. And what's weird is that it seems to come from all around you. Like, it doesn't seem to come from, like, one specific direction. But you see everyone around you, including Volt, start at the sound. And Harriet will go, "That was just me, right? We all heard that, whatever it was."
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely heard that.
What?
Don't like that sound.
And a moment later, in your head, you hear a voice. A voice that you know, although you haven't heard it in a while, as the sound of the vintner's voice rings out in your ears. And he goes, "People of Westfall, Longbranch, and Akeros, today you serve a greater purpose, even as your lives are revoked. The time for the endgame approaches. The Exiled One returns." And Grima will go, "Alternatively, maybe the curator got out of Dodge because he knew that something was coming. Something pretty bad."
Two things can be true at once.
Okay. I'm suddenly very alarmed and very creeped out. What the heck was that
Yeah.
about?
Well, that's that vintner guy that we've...
That's him. That's the guy that just
Yeah.
spoke to.
Yeah.
And she'll kind of glance around, and she'll see that, like, a couple of other people that were within eyesight are also looking around puzzled. So it wasn't just you. Definitely everyone that you're with heard that. And it seems that quite possibly everyone in the city also got that message.
And he said people of Westfall...
Longbranch and Akeros.
Longbranch. Icarus.
Go ahead and roll me a Historia check.
17.
17.
Yeah.
I got a non-natural 23.
Damn.
I know.
All in the notes are history.
That's probably because not normally.
Okay. Westfall is a city on the eastern edge of the continent. It is kind of in the northern tip of Bas Serenath and has been contested between Bas Serenath and Veldria for a long time. And in recent times, actually, it has been annexed by Soliana. So it is kind of one of the Solinese footholds into the mainland outside of the island where they live. Akeros is a city in Kelmoltron. It's actually pretty close to where Satus is from. It is one of the major centers of production, and it is one of the major centers of industry in that town. Beth, roll me a quick insight check.
Absolutely. I got a natural 1 that
boy.
time. Yeah.
Oh no.
General panic.
Okay. All right. So you're not.
We're all going to die.
No. So you're not gonna get a freebie, but tell you.
I have thoughts.
I'm gonna put a map of the whole continent into the handouts.
Yay.
Okay.
And you guys can see if you can puzzle out what you would have gotten.
Okay.
And actually, why don't we take a quick break so that I can put the map
Okay.
up on the screen as well, so that it isn't the
great.
scintillating content of us kind of describing a map and people not being able to see it.
Okay.
So let's take a quick, 3-5 minute break, and I'll get that wired up, and then we'll be right back. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
All right,
Great.
short part 1, but it's for a good cause, I promise. We're going to be right back,
Yeah.
folks.